Chapter 1. Seeds of Change in the heart of the bustling city of Harmonyville, where towering skyscrapers and busy streets create a fast-paced rhythm, a vibrant community thrives amidst the urban chaos. The city is a melting pot of cultures, a tapestry woven with threads of diversity and shared dreams. Each corner buzzes with the energy of people from different walks of life, all pursuing their own aspirations. Amid this vibrant landscape, we meet Maya Walker, a spirited young woman with an unwavering love for her neighborhood. Maya's apartment overlooks a vacant lot that has long been abandoned, a forgotten space nestled between two apartment buildings. The lot is a stark contrast to the city's hustle and bustle, a silent testament to the potential hidden within the concrete jungle. Maya's days are filled with the sounds of car horns and the distant hum of conversations, but her thoughts often drift to the vacant lot. She envisions it transformed into a place of beauty and connection, a community garden where the diverse residents of Harmonyville could come together and nurture something meaningful. As Maya walks the city streets, she observes the mix of cultures that weave the fabric of her neighborhood. There's Mr. Patel, the friendly convenience store owner from India, who always offers a warm smile and kind words. Next door lives Rosa and her boisterous Italian family, known for their mouth-watering homemade pasta. And then there's Malik, a young artist from Somalia, whose murals add splashes of color to the gray walls of the city. Through these characters, we catch glimpses of the city's rich tapestry, a mosaic of backgrounds, traditions, and dreams. Yet, despite the diversity, the city often leaves people lost in their own worlds, disconnected from their neighbors. Maya, however, sees an opportunity for change. She believes that a community garden could be the thread that ties these diverse lives together, a haven of green that could provide a respite from the urban chaos. But as she starts sharing her idea, she encounters skepticism. Some worry about the time commitment, others about the feasibility. Yet, Maya's determination remains unshaken. In the midst of the city's symphony of sounds and movement, Maya plants the seed of her vision, hoping to inspire her neighbors to come together and create something beautiful. As the story unfolds, we'll witness how this seed of change blossoms into a vibrant garden that not only grows plants but also nurtures friendships, bridges cultures, and brings warmth to the bustling city of Harmonyville. Chapter 2. Planting the idea. Maya Walker is a breath of fresh air in the midst of the urban chaos that defines Harmonyville. With a heart full of dreams and a spirit that refuses to be confined by the city's skyscrapers, Maya is a young woman on a mission. Her days are a dance between the routines of her job as a graphic designer and the moments she steals to explore the streets she calls home. One sunny morning, while walking to the local cafe for her daily dose of inspiration, Maya's eyes land on something that makes her heart skip a beat. Nestled between two towering apartment buildings, there it is, the vacant lot. It's a patch of untamed earth, a canvas waiting to be painted with life. Maya stops in her tracks, captivated by the potential of the forgotten space. She envisions rows of vibrant flowers, cozy benches where neighbors can sit and chat, and paths that wind through the greenery. She imagines a place where people from all walks of life can escape the city's frenzy and find solace in nature's embrace. With excitement coursing through her veins, Maya hurries to the cafe and pulls out her notebook. Her pencil flies across the pages, sketching the community garden she envisions. As she sketches, her mind races with ideas. She imagines a multicultural garden, where every corner reflects the heritage of the diverse residents of Harmonyville. With her vision etched onto the pages of her notebook, Maya sets out to share her idea with her neighbors. She starts with Mr. Patel, the convenience store owner. She finds him arranging colorful spices on the shelves and pauses to chat. "Good morning, Mr. Patel." Maya greets him with a warm smile. "Ah, good morning, Maya." Mr. Patel replies with his characteristic twinkle in his eyes. "How can I help you today?" Maya leans in, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "I had this idea, Mr. Patel. What if we turned that vacant lot into a community garden?" Mr. Patel raises an eyebrow, intrigued. "A garden, you say?" Maya nods eagerly and begins to share her vision, a haven of green where people can come together, plant seeds, and nurture friendships. She talks about the vibrant mix of cultures that could be celebrated through the garden, a place that reflects the soul of Harmonyville. Mr. Patel listens intently, a smile forming on his lips. "It sounds like a wonderful idea, Maya. But you know, people here have their concerns. Maya nods, undeterred. She's prepared for the skepticism, the doubts that her neighbors might have. With unwavering determination, she continues her mission to plant the idea in the hearts of her neighbors, believing that with time and effort, her vision of the community garden will take root and flourish. Chapter 3. Tilling the soil. Maya's determination to bring her community garden vision to life leads her down a path of discovery. After her conversation with Mr. Patel, she dives headfirst into researching community gardens, what they are, how they work, and the positive impact they can have on neighborhoods. She's inspired by stories of how these gardens have transformed once neglected spaces into thriving hubs of connection and growth. Armed with knowledge and a growing sense of purpose, Maya organizes a neighborhood meeting. She prints out pamphlets and flyers explaining the concept of community gardens, showcasing their potential to foster a sense of unity among the diverse residents of Harmonyville. The meeting takes place in the local community center, a place where people from different backgrounds often come together for events. As the neighbors gather in the room, Maya stands at the front with her presentation ready. She begins by sharing her journey of discovering community gardens and the inspiration she's drawn from their stories. With a community garden, she explains, we have the chance to turn that vacant lot into a space where we can nurture not just plants, but also friendships, connections, and a sense of belonging. Maya's passion is evident in her voice, and her enthusiasm starts to catch on. She shows images of lush community gardens in other cities, highlighting the sense of pride and unity they've brought to those neighborhoods. She talks about how each person's cultural background can be reflected in the garden, turning it into a mosaic of stories and traditions. As Maya speaks, she looks around the room and notices a shift in the atmosphere. Skepticism gives way to curiosity, and curiosity begins to mingle with excitement. People start asking questions, sharing their thoughts, and suggesting ideas for the garden's design and purpose. Rosa, the neighbor from Italy, raises her hand. Could we have a section for herbs and vegetables? I could imagine making fresh pasta with herbs straight from the garden. Malik, the young artist, adds, we could have spaces for sculptures and art installations too. It would be a beautiful way to blend nature and creativity. Maya listens intently, encouraging the neighbors to contribute their ideas. She emphasizes that the garden can be a space for everyone to feel a sense of ownership and belonging. By the end of the meeting, Maya feels a mixture of relief and elation. She's planted the seeds of the community garden idea in her neighbors' minds, and those seeds are beginning to sprout. As the neighbors leave the community center, they carry with them a renewed sense of hope and a shared vision, a vision that transcends cultural boundaries and envisions a green oasis where community takes root. Chapter 4. Cultivating friendships. The seeds of Maya's community garden idea have taken root in the minds of some of her neighbors, but not everyone is fully convinced. As the days pass, Maya realizes that turning skepticism into enthusiasm won't be an easy task. Some neighbors are hesitant to commit time, while others question the feasibility of transforming a neglected lot into a thriving garden. Among the skeptics is Mrs. Johnson, an elderly woman who has lived in Harmonyville for decades. She's seen the neighborhood change over the years and is wary of new initiatives. One afternoon, Maya decides to pay Mrs. Johnson a visit. Hello, Mrs. Johnson, Maya greets her warmly. Mrs. Johnson looks up from her knitting and nods. Maya, isn't it? Yes, that's right, Maya replies. I wanted to talk to you about the community garden idea. Mrs. Johnson raises an eyebrow. Oh, that garden thing you're so excited about? Maya nods, trying to hide her disappointment at the lack of enthusiasm. Yes, that's the one. I understand you might have concerns, and I'd really appreciate hearing your thoughts. Mrs. Johnson puts down her knitting and sighs. You see, dear, I've seen many ideas come and go in this neighborhood. People get excited, they start something, and then it fizzles out. What makes you think this will be any different? Maya takes a deep breath. She's prepared for skepticism, but she's determined to share her passion. I believe this garden can be different because it's not just about the plants. It's about bringing our community together, sharing our stories, and creating something beautiful that we can all be proud of. Mrs. Johnson studies Maya for a moment before letting out a small smile. You're a determined one, I'll give you that. But you know, I've seen my share of gardens too. They require a lot of work, planting, weeding, watering. Are you ready for that? Maya meets Mrs. Johnson's gaze. Yes, I am. And I'm not alone. We'll all be in this together, supporting each other. Mrs. Johnson considers Maya's words, and there's a flicker of something in her eyes, a spark of curiosity. Well, if you're as persistent as you seem, then maybe there's hope for this garden of yours. Maya's heart lifts, and she leaves Mrs. Johnson's apartment with a renewed determination. She knows that changing minds and overcoming skepticism will take time, but she's willing to put in the effort. As the days pass, Maya continues to have conversations with neighbors who remain skeptical. She listens to their concerns, shares her own passion, and invites them to imagine the possibilities. Slowly but surely, she starts to see cracks in the walls of doubt. People who were once reluctant begin to ask questions, offer suggestions, and consider the idea of a community garden as something more than just a fleeting notion. With each conversation, Maya plants a seed of understanding and connection. She knows that just as gardens need nurturing, so do the bonds between people. And as the neighbors come together to share their stories, they begin to cultivate not only a garden but also friendships that will grow stronger with time.